Some might say that I'm a loner, but I just call it being free. I am my heart's only owner, or at least I used to be. 'Cause now.
Hey everyone, I'm Calvin with Southern Country Living, and for today's video I want to show you how we store our prepping food. And there's a lot of different ways that you can store the food, and you're gonna, if you watch a lot of different channels, you're gonna see a lot of people, give you different ideas on how to do it. And today what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna give you an idea on how to store it safely on a budget, so you don't have to spend a lot of money. The food costs enough as it is, but when you have to spend a lot of money to store it, it's going to cost you even more. First thing I want to do though, before I start, I want to let you know I've been prepping for a lot of years, but I got out of prepping about 3 years ago when I got real sick, so I haven't been doing much of it since then, but I am starting to get back. I brought one bucket in here. This bucket was stored on March the 19th of 2013. And we are going to open this up in just a minute. I'm going to show you what's in there. I have opened this bucket once before, and so, but we'll get to that in just a few minutes. To start with, I'm going to show you this package here. This is from Wallaby, and this is Mylar bags. It comes with the oxygen absorbers and some labels. This one has 75 of the 1 gallon bags in it. This is probably the best that you can use if you're wanting to prep and you're wanting to store your food for a long term. Now I'm going to set this out of the way for right now. That particular package has not been opened. I received that a little while before I had got sick, and the company actually sent that to me. It was unsolicited. I did not ask for it. It just showed up in the mail, and they said that they had watched some of my videos and wanted to send that to me for me to try it out. And so I haven't had a chance to try it yet, but the reviews on it says it is the best one to use. Now previous to that, I had these type of Mylar bags, and I'll just pull one out to show you. But they're real good quality bags, and at the time that I bought them, they were as good as you could get, but these bags are expensive also. And I had some smaller 1-quart bags, and I do have some oxygen absorbers. And now these oxygen absorbers may be bad now because I've had these a long time, but these, I put them in a little food saver bag, so they're probably still good. But when I start to prep more in the Mylar bags, I'll let you know how these turn out. Okay, the next thing that I want to show you now, using Mylar bags, it's supposed to be good. They say from 10 to 20 years. At the time that I was doing it, I was under the impression that about 5 years was about the maximum, but now they're saying 10 to 20. The next thing you can do for storing your preps is get one of these little machines called a food saver, and you have to buy the special bags that goes with it. This is a roll of the food saver bags, and you just pull it off to what size you want, and you can seal them up in there. And we do use this still, but we primarily use this for putting stuff in our freezer, especially steaks, because you don't want those to go bad. Now I'm just going to set this to the side for just a minute up here. But that's another way of storing your prep foods. You can also use this food saver. It's got an attachment that goes here, and you can use it to vacuum seal mason jars. Now a lot of people like to do this, but personally I don't like dealing with all the jars. We bought some jars and we were going to start doing this, but they want to rattle together. I was just always afraid we'd end up breaking them if we had too many. And so I'm sure there's ways you could do it so you wouldn't have to worry about that. but that's another option, is to store everything in a mason jar. Okay, so now I'm going to get down to the way that I prefer storing right now. Now, a lot of you noticed that when I bought on our last prepping haul, I got 8 of the 1 pound pinto beans, and this is one of those bags that I bought. And what I did, I put in a 1 quart freezer bag with a zip lock on it, pressed all the air out and pushed it down, zipped it up, and that right there is good and airtight. Now, a lot of people are concerned about insects being in your beans causing you to lose them. Okay, if you did have some insects in here, you would lose this 1 pound of beans, okay? But if you put in an airtight bag like this, you're not going to lose your others unless you got insects in them. Now, a lot of people say, put them in the freezer for 2 or 3 days, then take them out of the freezer, let them thaw, and let them completely dry out so there's no moisture. Then place them either in your bags or your jars or your Mylar bags, however you want to do it. But I'm going to be honest with you, in all the years that we've been prepping, we had one time that we had 2 bags of beans that went bad, and we highly suspect that the reason they went bad, we had bought a bag of bird seed, and that bird seed was infected with some type of insect, and I'm pretty sure those same insects got into our pinto beans. But we had those pinto beans in a 5-gallon bucket, and when I opened it up and I seen that there were bugs in those 2 pounds, I checked the others, but I went ahead and I threw every one of those bags away because I did not want to take any change on it. I wanted to be safe. Okay, so, but what I used here, these, I think we might have bought these, we either bought these bags at Dollar Tree or at Walmart, but just any of the bags that says freezer on there, they're a little bit stronger bags, and they'll be good enough for doing this. Now, once you put your food in a bag like this, you can just put it on the shelf, and it's going to be okay as long as you don't have insects. But if you have any mice, then you're going to have a problem, because mice will eat through this plastic, okay? So what I recommend, just take a good storage container and put your bags down in there, just like that. You can put beans and rice, you can mix it up, put whatever, and put the lid on. That will keep the mice out, because we've never had a problem with mice getting into our food. But Marie does remember a time right after we had got married. I think we might have been married 5 or 10 years, but she had a container that had some stuff in it, and mice did get into it and destroyed it, and they actually ate through the container. And so, you know, that's something you don't hear of very often, but they did it. So anyway, just keep an eye on it wherever you put it. If you have a problem with mice, what we do, we use those little baits that you put out for them. Takes care of them. And earlier, I think maybe about 4 or 5 weeks ago, we did see signs of a mice, and we put the baits out, and they were gone within a couple of days. We've seen no more signs of them. So long as you treat it, you take care of those problems. Now, these are the beans. This is some of that rice I bought. This is actually instant rice here. I did put the date on here. This is the date that we packaged it up, and we wrote on here 1 year, because this should be good for approximately 1 year. It may be good for a longer period than that, but that's just to be safe with it. On the elbow macaroni that we bought, we put the date on there for that. We did not put how long they're going to be good, because we probably won't have them that long. We're going to keep these rotated out. And then on the regular rice, we just put the date on there. Everybody says if you put in an airtight bag and then keep it in a container, that it will last for 5 years or more. And so we'll just have to see on that, because that's a long time. The flour that we bought, now this one is actually one that we had bought at an earlier prepping video, and this is buttermilk cornmeal mix. And same thing, we use a 1 gallon bag. This one is not a Ziploc bag. This one's just got this strip on there where you squeeze it together. But I squeezed all the air out, put it in there, and no insects can get to it. Same thing, everybody recommends putting your flour into your freezer for about 3 or 4 days. But I did that years ago. I could not tell the difference that it helped anything at all. Marie actually came up with the idea of putting them in individual bags and sealing them. This works great, and it does not cost you a lot of money, and you don't have all that work and effort of putting it in the freezer and getting it out and thawing it out. Okay, now let me show you something real quick. This is pretty heavy. See if we can get it up here. If you look on the front of this bucket, it's got a list there of what we put in there the day we put it in. Let me come around and look at it closer. Yeah, that's everything we put in there. At the time we put it in, we put in 6 pounds of pinto beans, 3 pounds of butter beans, 2 pounds of great northern beans, 2 pounds of black-eyed peas, 5 pounds of flour, 4 pounds of white rice, and 1 box of salt. We did that on March 13th, 2013. Now, I opened this bucket up a few years ago and looked at it, and the first thing I discovered when I looked at it was the rice. Now, here's that bag of rice. Let me see if my overhead camera can show it. Okay, hopefully you can see that. I'm going to bring it a little closer over here. Okay, this bag should look like this up here on the top, just all aluminum color. But if you look down here, you can tell where the rice something has happened. The rice has deteriorated or something and caused the aluminum to go away. And so it's looking clear through there. But anyway, I do not trust this rice now. We will not be eating this, period, okay? But this has been in there for 11 years now. When I first took it out about 3 or 4 years ago, it was just getting started. It wasn't quite this bad. Okay, let me walk back over here. But I wanted to save this bag because I wanted to see what kind of progress it would continue to make. And you can see right here on one spot, I can see through and see the rice, and the rice still looks good. But something about the chemical in the Mylar bag and the rice didn't go good together, and it don't look right. So I'm not happy with that. Okay, I'll pull this out first. This is a bag of flour, and if you look at it close, you can tell it's still airtight. I would trust this. I would open this and use this without any problems. Okay, this bag here, this is black-eyed peas, and we actually put these in on February the 28th of 2013. But if you look at the bag real close, you can see how it's still got all the little ripples on it for each one of the beans. That's where it's still airtight. So no air has got into this. This was sealed in a Mylar bag with the oxygen absorber inside of it. And it's fine. Okay, this bag here is pinto beans. Same thing, it's still airtight, doing good. And then, well, here's another bag of black-eyed peas. And here was the bags. This is the bag that the rice had came in, and I just saved the bag itself in case we need instructions when it comes time. As we take this out, this is just a little note that I got Marie to write, and she wrote a note and put on this paper that we put down in there, and I'll go ahead and read it to you. But it says, "This food was prepped by Marie and Calvin Tao. Hope this can help someone's family, friend, or whoever. There is many reasons this food could help." And so basically we were saying that in case something happened to me and Marie and someone else found this bucket of food, just let them know where it came from, and hopefully it helped them out. And I'm not going to pull all this out because it's packed in there real tight, Let me tilt it so you can see the top. This is the overhead shot. And it does have that 1 pound box of salt right in the middle. And it's got all the other beans in there. And I can see that every bag is sealed real good and tight, so it's no problem. Let's see. Okay, there's that bag of salt. Now the salt did not have an oxygen absorber in it. It was just in a plastic bag, just like we're using now. But it was, all the air was taken out of it and squeezed down. And can you hear that? Let me hold the mic close to it. The salt is still good. It has not clumped together. So that's pretty good for salt being in there for 11 years now. Okay, get that back in there. Okay, I'll put everything back in a few minutes. But just wanted to show you that. I tell you what, I've had several people that wants me to do cooking videos. How about we take this one bag of pinto beans that was dated February the 28th of 2013. If you want to see me cook these beans, leave in the comments and let me know. And if I get enough comments, I'll take one day and we'll cook these beans and see how they taste. We did this several years ago, didn't we, Marie? I think they'd been in there 7 years, and I did cook some pinto beans and they were fine. But now it's been 11 years. If you want to see me cook these, leave it in the comments, and we'll cook these with some ham. I know I got some ham hocks out there, and we'll fix them right up and cook them. Just let me know in the comments. Okay, I think I covered everything I wanted to cover. I just sort of went through it quickly. But anything that's like beans and rice, pasta, any of those items, you could even put your coffee comes in a pretty good, most of them comes in glass jars or plastic jars. It's pretty heavy. But anything that you're worried about it being in a box and going bad, put it in the freezer bags, seal it up real good, and then put it in a good container that you don't have to worry about rats getting into. Okay, I think that's going to cover it for this video. I hope you enjoyed watching. I hope I was able to give you some advice. Now, like I said, we love using the food saver, but we primarily now only use it for things that goes into the freezer. And I may get back to using the Mylar bags, but that's, like I said, for storing up for 20 years. I'm 72 years old now. I think that your best bet, if you don't have prepping already going, is to go ahead and start building up about a 6-month supply of food stored like this. And then after you get, say, 6 months to 2 years worth of food like that, then you can move on to using Mylar bags and storing it like this. But this right here is a little bit overkill if you don't already have 6 months to 2 years worth of this. Okay, so I think I covered everything. Hopefully I did. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Be sure and give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel if you have not already subscribed. We do a lot of cooking videos. Marie is the main cook, and she really makes some delicious food. But we also try to give you ideas on how to prep and what to buy, and this one here is on how to store it. And we also do videos on thrifting and shopping, and we also do vlogs where we go out and have lunch with our family and stuff like that. So we have a good variety of videos that we put on YouTube. Hope you enjoy it. Everyone have a fantastic week, and we will see you on our next video.
We were young and we were free and running, never bothered about what could be coming. Every day we danced and life was smiling. We were young